Welcome back with a new paper. It's Mathematics 0580 variant 41 May June 2023. It's paper 4 IGCSE extended. This paper is for 2 hours 30 minutes. Read the instructions carefully before solving your exam. It's a paper of total 130 marks. Let's start the first question. It says an orchid has 1250 trees. The trees are in the ratio apple is to pear is to cherry, which is 12 is to 9 is to 4. Calculate the number of apple trees. So what is the total? 12 plus 9 plus 4. So what do we get? 12 plus 9 plus 4, which is equals to 25. Now we want to find out the number of apples. So firstly, take the fraction. What is it? Apples are 12. So 12 upon total, that's the fraction of total number of trees, multiply by 1250. Do the calculations. You may do it on the calculator also. So finally 50. Last year in the orchid, the mean mass of fruit produced was 64 kg per tree. Calculate the total mass of fruit produced last year. Give your answer in tons. 1 ton is equals to 1000 kgs. So the mean mass of fruits produced is 64 kgs per tree. That means one tree produces 64 kgs of fruit. This is the mean mass. You have to find out the total mass of fruit produced per year. So for one tree, how many kgs? 64. So for 1250 trees, how many? So what do we do? 1250 multiply by 64, which gives us 80,000 kgs, right? Now the next question. Last year the mean mass of pears produced was 54 kgs per tree. This is the mean mass. When was it produced? Last year. This was a decrease of 10% on the mean mass of pears produced per year from the year before. That means last year this was the mean mass, which was 10% reduction from the year before it. Calculate the mean mass of pear produced by each pear tree the year before. That means last year, a year before that, you have to calculate the mean mass of the year before last year, and there was a 10% reduction, and finally you got 54. Now here that's a decrease in percentage. So for this we will use the formula y equals to a1 minus r raised to n. If it was an increase, then you put a plus sign. Y is the latest that you got the last year. This is the year before mean mass A. So this is your A, this is your Y, and it's per year. So your N will become 1 and R is the decrease by 10%. So 1 minus 10 upon 100 raised to 1. So finally, after all your calculations, 54 into 100 upon 90, after all your calculations, you get the answer as 60 kgs. 1 mark for these calculations and 1 mark for getting the final answer. I hope you understand. The orchid loses 1/5 of its total number of trees in a storm. Calculate the number of trees that remain. So it loses 1/5 of its total. That means losses how much? 1/5 of the total number of trees. So 5 ones are 5 2s are 10, 5 4s are 0. So the number of loss is 250 trees. Calculate the number of trees that remained. Simple. 1250 minus 250, which will give me 1000 trees. Got it? So this is number of trees that have been lost, and this is the remaining ones. Pair is $0.54 or 0.51 euros. Paolo pays in dollars for 12 pairs. Calculate the change he receives from $10. So he pays for 12 pairs in dollars. So 12 multiplied by how many dollars? 0.54, which gives me $6.48. Fine. Now calculate the change he receives from $10. It means he gave $10. What will be the balance amount? So 10 minus 6.48, which gives me $3.52. Got it? So in the first one we calculate what will be the cost of 12 pairs, and then in the second one we find out how much change will he receive. It was an easy question. $1 is the exchange rate is $1 is equal to 0.826 euros. Calculate how much more Paolo pays for each pair when he pays in euros. Give your answer in dollars correct to the nearest cent. Exchange rate $1 is equals to 0.826 euros. We have to find out how much more he pays for each pair when he pays in euros. Give your answers in dollars. So that means to the nearest cent. That means we have to find out the answer in dollars to the nearest cent. If he pays for each pair in euros, then how much extra dollars he has to pay, and that you have to calculate. So $1 is 0.826 euros. So how many dollars will 0.51 euros will be? Because one pair costs 0.51 euros. So if I convert this into dollars, then how many dollars am I going to get? So 0.826 divided by 0.51 will give me 0.6174. So one pair for which I am paying 0.51 euros, if I convert that into dollars, then I am paying $0.6174. Got it? Earlier I was giving $1 directly, so I was paying directly 0.54. Right? Now I am taking a pair, and each pair is in euros. So when I am taking a pair in euros, then what will be the equivalent dollar of that pair? So that is what we are doing the calculations over here. We are finding out the equivalent of that euro. So 0.51's equivalent amount of dollars. So that we got, that is 0.6174. Now we will find out the difference, because we have to find out how much more is she paying. So what did we get? 0.6174 minus 0.54. Why 0.54? Because cost of one pair in dollars is 0.54, and when we converted the cost of one pair which was being bought in euros, when we converted it, we got 0.617. So 0.6174 is the cost of one pair that was being purchased in euros. I hope it's clear now. Now from that amount we will be reducing the original cost of pair when purchased in dollars, that is 0.54. So when you find out the difference, you get 0.077. Now since the answer has to be in the nearest cent, so it's going to be 0.08. So finally the answer is 0.08. I hope you will understand. Here is the difference between the rates. Here is where you are converting the euros into dollar. So one pair was costing 0.51 euros. When you converted the 0.51 into dollars, it became 0.6174. Now from this amount we will subtract the original amount of pair when purchased in dollars directly, and then you get the answer. I hope all this is clear. 1 mark each, 1 mark for this step, 1 mark for this step, and 1 mark for finally getting the answer. Let's take volume. Volume is equals to area of cross section multiplied by the length. Volume is 145, area half, 6.4 into sine angle B. Let's take angle B as theta. Let's assume as theta, multiply by length, that is 15. Relation sine theta is equals to 140. So 140 5 into 2 upon 6.4 into 15, which gives me 290 upon 547.2. Finally I get theta equals to sine inverse 0.52997, which gives me 32.003. Therefore angle EVA is equals to 22 degrees. 1 mark. 1 mark for the working and 1 mark for proofing it. Find out the length of EA. EA is this part. We have to find out the length of this. Now we know this is 32, 6.4, 5.7. Using the cosine rule we can find out AE. Using cosine root EA is equals to under root 5.7 square plus 6.4 square minus 5.7 into 6.4 cos 32 degrees. Therefore, EA is equal to 32.49 plus 40.96 minus 72.96 into 0.8480. Finally, I get it as 11.57992, which gives me 3.4 centimeters. Get the answer is 3.4 centimeters. 1 mark for writing the formula, substituting the values, 1 mark for showing the calculations, and 1 mark for the answer. Be careful while doing your calculations. Write down these steps because steps do carry marks. Calculate the shortest distance from E to AB. From E to AB, that means this distance is what we have to calculate. Let's draw a rough sketch over here. This is 32 degrees. This is 6.4. This we calculated as 3.4, and this is 5.7 centimeters. This is what we have to calculate. EAB. Shortest distance, so it is perpendicular. Let's take it as x. Let the shortest distance be x. So line x is perpendicular to AB. Take this triangle. Since this is perpendicular, so it becomes, you can use trigonometric ratios over here. Sine opposite upon hypotenuse. So sine 32 is equals to opposite upon hypotenuse. So x is equals to 5.7 into 0.5299, which gives me 3.02 centimeters. 3.02 centimeters. This complete calculation, writing the formulas, inserting, doing the calculations for 2 marks and 1 mark for your final answer. So here the important thing what we had to show was x is perpendicular to AB. Okay. Calculate the angle BF makes with the base ABCD of the prism. So BF, the angle between BF and the base. So if this is the base, this is it. So this angle along with this base, so angle and the base, this is what we have to find out. This is B, this is F. So what we do is we have this distance, right? We calculated this part, that is 3.02 centimeters. So this will also be 3.02 centimeters. This is a 90 degree, right? Now on basis of this, we will calculate BF. Once we calculate BF, then we will find out this angle. So by using Pythagoras theorem, BF is equals to underscore 15 square plus 5.7 square, because it's a hypotenuse. So finally you get 225 plus 32.49, which gives me 257.49. Therefore, after all the calculations, I get BF as 16.05 centimeters. This is your step 1. So we got the hypotenuse as 16.05. This is given to you as 3.02. This is 90 degree. Now we have to find out this angle. Let this angle be theta 1. So our step 2 will be sine theta 1 equals to opposite upon hypotenuse, which gives me theta equals to sine inverse 0.18816. Therefore theta is equals to 10.845. 1 mark is for the formula inserting it. 1 mark similar over here. 1 mark is for the total calculations that we are doing over here, and 1 mark is for the final answer. Now the next question, the prism is made of plastic with density 938 kgs per meter cube. Calculate the mass of the prism in grams. So this is in kgs. We have to find out the mass in grams. So let's get on. Formula is density equals to mass upon volume. Density is given to us, that is 938 equals to mass is what we have to calculate. Volume is also given to us, that is 145 centimeter cube. This is in centimeters. This is in kg per meter cube. So we'll have to do the conversions. Centimeter cube, this is centimeter, sorry, this is meter cube, this is centimeter, this is in kg, and the mass has to be in grams. So we'll have to do conversions over here. Now 145 centimeter. 145 centimeter is 145 upon 100 meters. Since 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams. So over here, mass is equals to 938 multiplied by 145. 138 . this will be multiplied by 1000. 938 multiplied by 1000 to convert it into grams, and this is 145 meter cube, because it's a volume. Volume is what? 145 centimeter cube. So it is a centimeter cube. So when you convert it into meter cube, we'll be having it 100 cube. Okay, because it is centimeter cube, so that will become 1 upon 100 cube. Finally, mass is equal to 136,010 multiplied by 10 raised to 3, and this is how many, into 10 raised to minus 6, which gives me 136,010 into 10 raised to minus 3. When I give it in standard form, I get answer as 136, because when I shift it, I get it as 136.010 grams. I hope it's clear with everyone. We are just substituting the values in the formula. Well, before calculation, we are converting 938 kgs into grams by multiplying it by 1000. 145 centimeters is to be converted into meters, but it's centimeter cube, so we are going to have 1 upon 100 3 times, so there are going to be 6 zeros. The table shows information about the mass of each of 1000 eggs. So the total number of eggs are 1000. Mass is 40 to 50, 50 to 56, 56 to 64, 64 to 70, and the frequencies are given. Calculate and estimate the mean. Now, since the class intervals are unequal, we will find out the midpoints. 40, 50, midpoint is 45. 50 to 56, it's 53. 56 to 64 is 60. 64 to 70 is 67. Now calculate the mean. To calculate the mean, we'll have to find out summation Fm. So m is the midpoint over here. So it's going to be 126 into 45 plus 520 into 53 plus 154 into 60 plus 200 into 67. Okay. Now, after calculations, we get 55870 grams. Now, mean is summation Fm upon 1000. So it is 55870 1000, which gives you 55.87. Okay. Since this question is for 4 marks, 1 mark would be to find out the midpoint, 1 mark for this calculation, 1 mark for the calculation of mean, and 1 mark to get your final answer. Okay, so since it is unequal, we have to find out the midpoint. Using the midpoint, we will find the summation Fm. Mean is equals to summation Fm upon the total number of x. Total number of x is 1000. And the next question states, an egg is picked at random from the 1000 eggs. Find the probability that this egg has a mass greater than 56 grams. Give your answer as a fraction in the simplest form. So now over here, the mass has to be greater than 56. Greater than 56 means this part. So in this part, what do we have? So this area 154 plus 200 gives us 354 eggs. So 354 eggs have mass greater than 56 grams. Now we have to find out the probability of it. So probability will be what? 356, that are the successful events, upon the total number of eggs, which gives me 177 upon 500. How? Even number in the end. So this becomes 500 divided by 2. This is 177. 177 upon 500. This is a fraction in the simplest form. So your answer is 177 upon 500. 1 mark you get for this calculation and 1 mark for finding out the probability. One year, a farmer makes a profit of $24,730 selling eggs. 1 year a farmer makes a profit. So this is the profit of selling eggs. Write this profit correct to two significant figures. Two significant figures. So it's going to be 2, 4. After that we have 7. 7 is greater than 5. So we'll add 1 to 4. So we get 2500. 0. So 2 significant. So this 24 will become 25 and the other places will become 0, 0, 0. In standard form is what? A into 10 raised to n, where A should be greater than 0 and less than 10. So we'll have 2.4730. So we are shifting the point from 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 places. So into 10 raised to 4. So my A is 2.4730 into 10 raised to 4. Question number C. Okay, now C. On a farm there are 500 hens, correct to the nearest 10. In 1 year, the mean number of eggs laid per hen was 320 eggs, correct to the nearest 20. Calculate the upper bound for the total number of eggs all the hens lay in that year. So total how many hens? 500, correct to the nearest 10. In 1 year, the mean number of eggs laid were 320. 320 is the mean to the nearest 20. Calculate the upper bound of the total number of eggs all the hens lay in that year. So one hen lays 320 eggs. So 500 will lay how many? That is what we have to find out. But before finding that, what do they say? That your total number of eggs should be in the form of upper bound. You have to calculate the upper bound for the total number of eggs. So to find out this, firstly what we have to do is we have to find out the upper bound of 500 and upper bound of 320 eggs. So 320 eggs will become 329 because it's nearest to 20. Nearest to 20, that means 340 nearest will go somewhere around 329. Nearest to 10, so 500 hands. 500 hands nearest to 10 means 510. So 510 nearest of it will be 504. So for 340 to 320, nearest to 20 is 340. 340 will upper bond will become 329, and over here 500 hands nearest to 10, that is 510. Upper bond will become 504. So finally we will be multiplying. So how are we going to write it down? 320, its upper bond is 329. 500 upper bond is 504. Multiplying it, 329 multiplied by 504, which gives me 165816 x. One mark for this calculation to finding out the upper bonds, and 1 mark for the calculation. And another farm has 800 hens nearest to 20. Calculate the lower bond for the difference between the number of hens on the two farms. So 500 and 800. Now over here you have to find out the lowest bond. To calculate the lowest bond difference, what we do is we take the lower bond of the new one minus the upper bond of the older one. One is going to be the lower bond, other is going to be the upper bond. We have to find out the difference. So since it's the lower bond, so 800 20, nearest 20, so 800's lower bond will be 780. So 780, sorry, it's to the nearest 20, so this will become 780. So this is 780. Then its LB will be 790, and the upper bound of the older one, that is 500. We have its upper bound, that is 504. We have calculated it in the previous sum. So we got the LB and the UB. We subtracted 790 minus 504, we get 286. So 1 mark you get for this part to finding out the LB. This was already given to you, and 1 mark for this calculation. So my final answer is 286. Question number 4. A triangle is given, right angle triangle. PQ is 8 centimeter and QR is 24 centimeters. calculate the area of the triangle PQR. So simply we have the height, we have the base. So area is equals to half into base into height. So we get 96 centimeters square. 1 mark for the formula and 1 mark for the final answer. Calculate the angle PRQ. Let this be theta. Okay, so this angle is theta. We can use tan, opposite upon adjacent. So tan theta is 8 upon 24, which gives me 1 upon 3. So tan inverse of 1 upon 3 is equal to 18.4 degrees. Therefore, the answer is 18.4 degrees. 1 mark is for the formula and 1 mark is for finding out the final answer. Okay, this is a cylinder cut into half. The diagram shows a half cylinder with a radius of 6 cm and length 11 cm. Calculate the volume of the half cylinder. What is the volume of cylinder? Volume of cylinder is pi r square L. Now since this is half the cylinder, so you will divide it by 2. So substitute the values. Pi is 3.14, r is 6 square, L is 11 whole divided by 2. So after the calculations, we get 6 to 1.72, which is equals to 622 centimeter cube. The final answer is 622. So 1 mark we get for substituting the values in the formula and 1 mark to find out the correct answer. This is an interesting sum. A square is given to a rectangle is given to us. ABCD is a rectangle with AB 20 centimeter and BC 15 centimeter. Now the radius of and S, X and T are points on the circle center O such that DSA and DTC are tangents to the circle. The radius of the circle is 4 and TX is the diameter of the circle. The shape DSXT is being removed. You can look at it in the second diagram. From the corner of the rectangle, leaving the shaded. I'll just explain you what we have to do over here. So in the first step, we will find out the area of rectangle in the first step. Then in the second step, we will find out the area of this square that is present over here. Okay, this square that is present over here, we will find out this in step 2. So this will be area of the square. Now the third one will be area of this part, this arc. Over here we will be finding out area of this part, and over here we will be finding out the area. Now this and this will be subtracted from the rectangular. So from the rectangular we will subtract the area of the square, the area of this sector. let's start off. So step 1, area of rectangle is 20 into 15, which is equals to 300 centimeter square. Step 2, area of square is equals to side square. Here the radius is 4 square, 4 4s are 16 centimeter square. Step 3, you find out area of the sector, that is this part. Area of sector is what? Firstly, 360 minus this will be 90. Why? Because it is a square. It's a square because this side is equal to this side since they are radius. So from that we come to know that these two are also equal. It's a rectangle, so this will also be 90 degrees. So 90, 90 opposites have to be 180. We know that this is also perpendicular. So this is a tangent perpendicular to the radius, this is a tangent perpendicular to the radius, so this will become 90, this will become 90. This is a rectangle, so this side angle is also 90. So this is also 90. Now since this and this are the radii, so therefore this and this side will also dt and ds will also be equal. From that we get it as a square. Sector, find out the reflex. Reflex is 360 minus 90, which gives us 270. So 270 upon 360 multiply by pi r square. So it's going to be 4 square, which gives me 270 into 3.14 into 16 whole upon 360, which is 37.68 centimeter square. So now finally I have all the three shapes areas. Now a step 4 is where we will do the calculation part. That is, from the rectangle we will subtract the area of square and we will subtract the area of sector. So we get 300 minus 16 minus 37.68, which gives me how much? 246.32 centimeter square. This is for 5 marks. 1 mark for this, 1 mark for your square ka area, 1 mark for your sector, and 1 mark for the calculations that we do over here, and 1 mark is for your final differences that you have to calculate. So like this is for 5 marks. It's very easy, but you just have to go systematic. Now this will become 62 plus arc SXT. So my diagram is something like this. This is 11, this is 15, 20, 16, and this arc is SXT. So 11 plus 20 plus 15 plus 16 and this arc. So arc will be theta upon 360 multiplied by the circumference, that is 2 into pi r. So the whole calculation when done gives us 80.9 80.9 84 centimeters. This whole calculation is for 2 marks. And your final answer, okay, cumulative frequency. There are 160 people in a village. The cumulative frequency diagram shows information about their ages. Cumulative frequency. The ages. Find an estimate for median. Median is 360 divided by 2, 50%. So 360 divided by 2 is 80. So it's somewhere over here. Go down. Use your scales while doing it. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So the age is 25. But the next is lower quartile. Lower quartile is 25%. So it is going to be 40. 40 comes somewhere over here. Somewhere over here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Somewhere in between 17 and 18. Persons. It is age in years. So here you will write the lower quartile. 17. Next, the number of people who are 50 and more years of age. 50 and more, that means this area. People who are 50 and more. So this 50, my lines are going over here and there, zigzag, but please use scales so that you get accurate answers. Perfect. 140. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, that means 2 and 20, 20 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's 148, 50. It's 148, right? 148. So this was 148 is for 50 years, 50 and above. So that means this section is what we are going to look at. So it's going to be 160 minus 148, which will give you, there are 12 people. The answer 12. Lower quartile, look into the diagram, you come to know. Else, for your rechecking, 1/4 of 60 will give you 4 ones are 40s are, and from here you get the 40 and then you do the calculations, or directly you got the medians half the way we did, or else you can do this calculation and show it also. 65th percentile is 65 upon 100 multiplied by 160, which gives you 104. Now search for 104, 24, it is somewhere over here, 104. So come over here, this is where we are. So we come at 30. Is your answer. 2 marks, obviously 1 mark for finding out this and 1 mark is for plotting it at the graph. Similarly over here, plotting it at the graph, 1 mark, finding out these values and then doing the calculation is for the other 1 mark. Okay, let's come here. Box and whisker. Okay, the youngest person in the village is 1 year old and the oldest is 70 years old. So 1 year old, 0 to 10, so it's 1, 2, 3, 1. 1 comes over here. Use your scale please. And the oldest is 70. Fine. Now draw to plot the distribution of ages in the village. Okay. So we found out the youngest one is 1 year old, the oldest is 70. We do the limits. Now let's find out the mean, median and mode. Median is 25. Median age is 25. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So here you have median. So let's first go to the box. Okay, now for this first we have to find out Q1, Q2, Q3. Q1 lower quartile we found out that is 17. This we found out that was 30, 75, 80 and 160. 80, 60, this will become 3/4 of 160. 2 ones are 4, 4s are 16, 0, 120. 120 is Q3, Q2 and Q1. This is the point. Thirty-one, 32, 33, 34, 35. Wait a minute. 31, 32, 33, 34. So this is 34. Now plotted 17. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That is over here. Let's draw a box. 34, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so we got, my lines are not proper, but please use rulers. Q3, my Q2 is 25, sorry, it's not 30. It's 25, so 21, 22, 23, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this is my Q2, sorry. So finally done. So we have to find out Q1, Q2, Q3 and the highest and the lowest. So these are the 5 components we have to find out before drawing the box and this one. Now write down an estimate of the percentage of people in the village that are younger than the median. Median age is what? 50%. So the percentage above or below the median is going to be 50-50. So that's why the answer over here is going to be 50. Median is exactly half. So that means 50. So this is your median. So this is also 50%. And this is also 50%. Because median is in the center, 50-50. So younger than the median is 50%, upper than the median, older ones will also be 50. It's very easy. It's a bit of common sense to be used over here. The frequency table shows information about the age of each person in and another village. 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 80, again unequal class intervals. Frequencies are given to you. On the grid, complete the histogram to find this information. The first block is done for you. What is the first block? Frequency density, because the class widths are not equal. So we'll have to find out the class widths, then the frequency densities for each block. So class width for 0 to 20 is 20, 20 to 30 is 10, 20, 30. Frequency density is equals to frequency upon class width. So 20 upon 52, 20 upon 52 is 2.6. 52 upon 20 is 2.6. 37 upon 10 is 3.7. 24 upon 20 is 1.2. 60 upon 30 is 2. Now do the plotting, frequency density. So from 20 to 30, right? Then 30 to 50, 50 to 80. It's 2.6 is the first one. This is being done. 3.7. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Somewhere over here. Please use your scales. This is 3.7. This is 1.2. 1.2 is somewhere over here. 1. Sorry. This is 0.2. This is 1, 1.2, 1, 2, then 2. Not wrong, this is 2. We are done with it. Okay. Yes, now here the question says that in the square ABC, A has coordinates -2 and 1, -2 and 1, this is your A. B has coordinates 1 and 5, 1 and 5, this is coordinate B. C has coordinates A and B which are positive, both are positive, that means it will come in this part. Find the coordinates of C and coordinates of B. Make use of the grid. Okay, my line may not be proper. Please use your scales. Okay. Now we have to find out 2 points such that C has both coordinates positive. That means C is going to come over here. So our first step is going to be to find out the slope, that is the gradient. Gradient is, this is -2 and 1, this is 1 and 5. So we are going from here to here. This is your x1 y1, B is x2 y2, x1 y1. So 5 minus 1, 1 minus -2, so we get 4 upon 3. This is your y and this is your x translation. That means 1, 2, 3. 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times we go up. Y 4 times 3, x times. Okay, so you got this. You can make it directly from the observation, also from the graph you can make out, or you may get it from here also. Again, use this as a cross check. Now once we found out this, now we know that it's a square. Since it's a square, so it means two lines are going to be perpendicular to each other, right? So if this is my line L1 and this is my line L2, so L1, I have this A, B, C and D. So my line L1 is going to be perpendicular to line L2, right? So if my gradient, so when we are perpendicular, then M1 is equals, M2 is equals to -1 upon M1. Property reciprocal, negative, the sign changes and it becomes reciprocal, negative. So that's it. So if this is 4 upon 3 for line 1, then for line 2 my gradient will be -3 upon 4, right? So -3 upon 4, so this will become my y and this will become my x. So now what I do over here is, y is -3, so I go down 1, 2, 3, 4 times x from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be my C. So my this line this line will have y minus 3 and x 4. Similarly, here also the same thing. This is also perpendicular. So here also you will be going down by y axis by minus 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times x. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your B. Sorry, this is your D. Okay. So your D points are 2 and minus 2, and C is 5 and 2. Understood? So your first step, you find out the gradient of the slope. Let's label as L1 and L2. Fine, you found out the gradient. Now the second part is showing that the lines are perpendicular to each other. Using this information, we are going to use the property of gradients. They are reciprocal and the signs change. Then using this information and this information, we will find out the gradient for L2, that is this. So x and y, and on basis of that for the other line also we will do the same thing, because these two are parallel, so their slopes, the gradients are going to be the same. Similarly over here, this line is parallel to this line, these are going to be equal. The slopes are going to be equal. I hope it's clear. So whenever you see a diagram like this where you have to find out the coordinates, use translation that we are doing, the line properties. Recall these properties so that it help you while implementing it in your diagram. So now what were our points? Minus 2, C was 5 and 2, D is 2 and minus 2. 4 marks. 4 marks to find out the gradient. Then this area for this complete plotting, what we do, we get 4 marks. Okay, P has coordinates minus 1 and 3, Q has coordinates 6 and 4. Find the coordinates of the midpoint of P and Q. Midpoint formula. Midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 upon 2, y1 plus y2 upon 2. This is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's substitute the values. Minus 1 plus 6 upon 2 and 3 plus 4 upon 2, which gives us 5 upon 2, 7 upon 2. It was easy. 1 mark for the formula, 1 mark for inserting the values and doing the calculation. Find out the length of PQ. Is the distance formula. Distance formula, under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, so which gives me 6 minus 1 square plus y2 is 4 minus 3 whole square, which gives me 7 square plus 1 square, which is 49 plus 1, that is root 50. Root 50 after calculations, root root 50 is 7.07. So finally our answer is 7. Now the next one is find the gradient of PQ. Gradient of PQ. Gradient is equals to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. y2 is 4 minus 3 upon 6 minus 1, that is equals to 1 upon 6 plus 1 is 7. So my answer is 1.7. Write the formulas. Now since these are for 2 marks, 3 marks, there are hardly too many calculations, so please write the formula so that you get marks for the formula. Marks actually have formulas. Sorry, formulas actually have marks. Find out the equation of the line that is parallel to PQ that crosses the x-axis at x equals to 0. So we have a line, let it be L, that is parallel to PQ and it crosses the x-axis at x equals to 2. Now we know the gradient of P. Gradient of P is 1 upon 7. Now since they are parallel, so M1 will be equal to M2, that means they will have the same gradient. So gradient of line L will also be 1 upon 7, right? It's going to be 1 upon 7. Now the formula or the equation for a straight line is y equals to mx plus c. Now it crosses x-axis at x equals to 0. That means the coordinates of this point is 2 and 0. So y is 0, m is 1 upon 7, x is 2 plus 3. So it crosses, so the line crosses, so line L crosses at x equals to 2. The point will be 2 and 0. So we substitute these values into it to find out the value of C. So value of C is equals to minus 2 upon 7. So therefore insert this value in the equation. So we get y equals to m is 1 upon 7 x minus 2 upon 7. So therefore finally our equation is 1 upon 7, you may write it as x upon 7 minus 2 upon 7. Okay, 1 mark for this section, 1 mark for finding out C, and 1 mark finally getting the answer. Factorize fully. It is for 3 marks. 3 is common. 9y square minus 1. We know the identity is equals to a plus b, a minus b. So 9 is what? 3 square. So this becomes 3y plus 1, 3y minus 1. So finally your answer is 3y plus 1 and 3y minus 1. Okay. Now 2n minus pk plus 2k minus pm. Let's get the 2's together and p's together. So 2m plus 2k minus pk minus pm. So 2 is common, m plus k minus p is common, k plus m. So k plus m is common, and commons together. So finally get the answer as m plus k into 2 minus p. Solve. Okay, find out the LCM. So x minus 1 will get multiplied over here, and this will get multiplied over here. So this will become x minus 1 whole square minus 6 into x plus 1 whole upon x plus 1 x minus 1 equals to 1. So this becomes x square minus 2x plus 1 minus 6x minus 6 equals to, this is similar to your a square minus b square is equals to a plus b, a minus b. So this will become x square minus 1 square. So the squares will get cancelled off. Minus 2x minus 6x will become minus 8x plus 1 minus 6 will become minus 5. Minus 5 plus 1 will become minus 6 plus 1 minus 1. X square gets cancelled off, so we are left with minus 8x minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. This minus 1 will come over and become plus 1 equals to 0. So finally we get minus 8x minus 4 equals to 0. Divide both the sides by minus 4. Divide both the sides by minus 4, so we get 2x plus 1 equals to 0. Therefore 2x plus 1 is equals to 0. Therefore x is equals to minus 1 upon 2. So x की value is minus 2 upon 1. This is for 5 marks. 1 mark over here for the LCM and all that we are doing. The 1 mark is for your answer, and the remaining 3 marks goes in your calculations. So here your working is very important because it is for 5 marks. See, wherever you have 4 or more than 4, please do the calculations. Even for 3 markers, at times if you feel that there is hardly anything to be shown over there, show your workings for marks. Solve for x square minus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. You must show all your working and give your answers to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places, the moment you get 2 decimal places and a quadratic equation, don't think which method is to be used. Directly use the quadratic formula, that is x is equals to minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac whole upon 2a. So this is your a, this is your b, and this is your c. So it's going to be minus 3 plus or minus under root minus 3 square minus 4 a c whole divided by 2 into a is 4. do the calculation. Since we have to show the working, so we'll have to show each and every step. So minus into minus is going to become plus 3 plus or minus under root 9, minus into minus plus 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 24 divided by 8. So finally we get 3 plus or minus under root 24, 25, 26, 27, 33, 33 whole upon 8. 33 root 33 is 3 plus or minus 5.745 upon 8. So x could be 3 minus 5.745 upon 8, or so what is that? Let's calculate. 33 is 5.754. So 3 minus 5.745 gives me minus 2.745 divided by 8, which gives me minus 0.343, and so my one answer is minus 0.34. And for the second value of x, let's do it over here. X equals to 3 plus 5.745 upon 8. So this gives me 3 plus 5.745 gives me 8.745 divided by 8. It gives me 1.09. So this is my first value, this is my second value, so that goes around to 1.1. Four marks for the formula, substitution of the formula, 1 mark for this, 1 mark for finding out the answers, 1 mark for your calculation, and 1 mark is for the other calculation. So like this is complete 4 marks. Please do the working properly. The correct answer should be two decimals, sorry. So this is going to be 0.9. Subject to k. Get all the k's on one side. So k upon m minus kp equals to 4. K is common. 1 upon m minus p equals to 4. So what do we get? K 1 minus mp upon m equals to 4. So therefore k is equals to 4. This goes on the other side and it becomes m upon 1 minus mp. So it is 4m upon 1 minus mp. 1 mark, and 2 marks will go over for your steps. See, it is for 4 marks and there was hardly anything to be done. So please do it systematically so that you get marks. Question number 8. A tailor makes X dresses and Y shirts in 1 week. In 1 week he makes at least 4 dresses. He has no more than 7 shirts. He has less than 14 dresses and shirts altogether. The number of shirts he makes is more than 2 upon 3 of the number of dresses. One of the inequalities that shows this information is x raised to x is greater than equal to 4. Write down the 3 other inequalities in x and or y. So the first one is given to you. The second one is he makes no more than 7 shirts. So the number of shirts he makes is not more than 7. So y less than 7, not more than 7. That means he can make 7 shirts also. So y is less than equal to 7. Then he makes less than 14. So 14, he cannot make 14 dresses and shirts altogether. That means x plus y, he makes dresses less than 14. Then the number of shirts he makes is more than 2/3 of his shirts. Okay, sorry, 2/3 of the number of dresses. On the grid, draw 4 straight lines and shade the unwanted regions to show these inequalities. Label the region R that satisfies the 4 inequalities. That means you have to shade the unwanted regions, and the region that satisfies the 4 inequalities have to be marked as R. Now when you're plotting it, remove the inequalities. Consider them as equal to. The first one was x is equals to 4. Okay, so now x is equals to 4. Now this is greater than equal to, so it's going to be a solid line. Please use a scale so that you don't mess up the way I am doing it. Then the other one is y equals to 7. This is less than equal to, so this is going to be again a straight solid line. Then x plus y is equals to 14. So x plus y 14, this is 1. 13 plus 1 is also going to be 14. 12 plus 2, 11 plus 3. So this line is going to go from here, and this is going to be dotted because it is only less than, not equal to. So this is going to be a dotted line. 6 and 7, 7 sevens are 14. Sorry, 7 sevens are 14. Okay, so x is, this is it. This line is y less than equals to 7. This line is x greater than equal to 4, and this line is x plus y less than 14. Do label your diagrams properly. 2 upon, when x is 0, it's 0, and 2 upon 3 into 3, you will get 2. So when x is equals to 3, y is equals to 2. 3 and 2, then for 9, 1s are 3s are 6, so 9 and 6, 9 and 6, so 2 upon 3 into 6, 1s are 2s are 4, so x value is 6 and y is 4. Again this is only greater than, so we'll just draw dotted line. I'll just draw at these points so that I don't mess up with my diagram. I might be a bit wrong over here, so just be careful. Okay, x greater than equal to, so all the value that is less than it, I'm going to shade it. Then y less than 7 is what we want. We'll take y greater than, so this part goes away. Then x plus y less than 14, so this goes away. Then what are we left with? Y greater than, so all the values of y that are less than, that means this part. This is y greater than 2 upon 3. Do label your diagrams. So finally your R is over here. Okay, so the next question. Use a diagram to find the smallest number of dresses and the smallest number of shirts the tailor makes. Smallest number of x, here is 4, here it's 4, 7, somewhere around 8.5, so smallest is going to be over here. So x minimum is not 4, yeah, right, it's going to be over here, x na 4 dresses, and y minimum 3, 7, this is also 7, this is somewhere around 5.6, here it is somewhere around 3, we come around 3 when you do it properly. mine, this line is not accurate, so due to which I am facing problem. 5 and 6.5. Here it is 4 and 7. This is actually the maximum value that you are going to get. 7 and 6. But somewhere, because the scaling is not properly, I didn't do it with a scale, so my calculations are going up and down over here. So the highest point according to the mark scheme is 7 and 6, sorry. So the highest point according to the mark scheme according to the mark scheme, the highest number is of x is 7, and largest is 6. So the profit is equal to 10 multiplied by 7 plus 6 multiplied by 6, which gives 70 plus 36, that is equals to 106. Answer is 106. Question number 9. The Venn diagram shows set x and set y. List the elements of x. Elements of x are L, T, E and A. Elements of x. Y complement. Number of elements of y complement. So first we find out y complement. Y complement means all the elements apart from y which do not belong to y. So it is R and L. So number of elements, how many? R and L. So it's 2. This one is also easy. Venn diagram, which you have to shade the required region. P union Q. P union Q. So you will shade this part, and P complement. P complement is all this part. Union Q. Sorry. P complement is this part. Intersection Q. Intersection Q means that part of Q that is common with P complement. So that is this part. It is this part. So your final answer will have this. C. Universal set. All the positive integers less than 13. All the positive ones will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. X such that x is less than 9. So all the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then x is even. X is even. So before doing in the diagram, first you do this part, so it will help you. 12. Multiple of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay. You have to complete the Venn diagram. So what is common in all? 6 and anything else. So 6 is something that is common in ABC. So what do I do? 6. Now look into A and B. That is this. So what are common in A and B? 2, 4 and 8. So 2, 4, 8. Now 1 is 1 present anywhere? No, 1. 3, yes, 3 is present in C. So we will take 3 only. 5, nowhere. 6 has gone. 7, yes. So we are done with A. Then come to B and C. What do we have common? 6 is already written. 12 is common, so we write 12 over here. 10 is not there anyway. 9 is also not there. Now among all this, is there any number that is not gone anywhere? 1 is gone. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is not in A, B, C. So 11, this is for 3 marks. Find the number of elements of A complement union of B intersection C. So first we'll find out B intersection C. B intersection C has 2 numbers. So let's find out. B intersection C has 6 and 12. A complement has all these values, that is 10, 12 and 9. A complement has 10, 12, 9 and 11. Now it says A intersection union B intersection C. That means all this part. Okay. So what do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can check it like this also with the diagram too. F of x is equals to x minus 4, g of x is equals to 2x plus 5, h of x is equals to 3 raised to x. Find f of minus 3. So put the value of x as minus 3. So f minus 3 is equals to minus 3 minus 4, that is equals to minus 7. Okay, so f of minus 3, so we are going to have it as minus 3 minus 4, which is equals to minus 7. Then f inverse. There are 3 steps in inverse. First we do is let this be as y equals to we know f of x is equals to y, so g of x is equals to y. Okay, g inverse of x, so So gx is equals to 2x plus 5. You know that there are 3 steps. First is let this be equals to y, 2x plus 5. Swipe x and y, so we get x is equals to 2y plus 5 subject to y, so x minus 5 upon 2 is equals to y. Therefore g inverse is x minus 5 upon 2. There are 3 steps involved in inverse. F of x into g of x into f of x. F of x is x minus 4, g of x is 2x plus 5, and f of x is x minus 4. So x minus 4 is square 2x plus 5, which gives me x square minus 8x plus 16 whole multiplied by 2x plus 5, which is 2x multiplied by x square minus 8x plus 16 plus 5 x square minus 8x plus 16. Finally I get 2x cube minus 8 to the 16 x square plus 32x plus 5x minus 8 5s are 40x plus 16 5s are 80. It's a bigger calculation, so you have to be very careful, no mistakes. Minus 16 plus 5 will become minus 11x square plus 32 minus 40 will become minus 8x plus 80. So finally you get it as 2x cube minus 11x squared minus 8x plus 80. Finally we are done with it. 4 marks, all this calculation, and finally get this answer. Do each and every step so that even if you make any kind of mistake, you can check it in the reverse order, you will get your mistakes. Don't skip a single calculation over here, because a small mistake can ruin your whole sum. Find x when h of x is equals to g f of 2. So h of x is 3x equals to g f of 2. F of 2 means 2 minus 4. So I get 3x equals to g minus 2. G minus 2 means minus 2 in g, that is 2x plus 5. So it becomes minus 4 plus 5. So 3x equals to 1. So when you have 1, when it is a raised to 0, so we have to make the bases same. So it will become 3 raised to x equals to 3 raised to 0. Only when I have 3 raised to 0, I will get it as 1. Now since the bases are same, therefore x will be equals to 0. Here we are done.